Hey, it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb, and on this episode, we're gonna make keto ribs that are low carb, high fat, and delicious, easy to make. Recipe coming up next. Hey guys, it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb, and on this episode, I'm going to make for you my delicious homemade keto ribs that are low carb, high fat. The recipe is down below in our blog post. You can get all the ingredients on Amazon, or you can just mix them together yourself. It's super, super simple. We've used this recipe now for the past year where I've lost 50 pounds through keto and love it. It's really, really easy. So let me show you all of the steps. And if you like this video, make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and let me show you the recipe. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is set out our smoker, which is Green Mountain. That's the one my husband loves, and I'll put it in the description link below along with the pellets that we use. And I'll put the description links all below as well, but this is the one that we happen to use and that the count really loves. So we're gonna prep the ribs. Part of the rib prep, what you're gonna do is you're gonna look to see if there's membrane on the back. These, excuse the quacking in the background, that's our 2-year-old. The membrane has already been taken off at Costco. If the membrane hasn't been taken off, it would be a thin translucent layer that you would need to take off with a knife. But our Costco takes it off graciously for us. The ingredients that we have is Bad Byron's butt rub. We love this because it's keto approved. Double check with all keto products that it doesn't have added sugar. It doesn't as of right now. We use apple cider vinegar. Just make sure you shake it up so the mother at the bottom is already shaken up. And we have walnut oil, but you can use olive oil, any sort of like EVOO type thing. So what we're doing now is trimming off the thin edges. Anything that is thin will not cook well. It will just burn off, and so it won't taste good. And then also with these thick fat deposits, you want to trim those as well.
A little bit of the fat off?
Trim a little bit of this fat off. You don't want to take all the fat off, just some of it off. And we like the Costco ribs because they do most of the trimming for you. So keep in mind the best part of your ribs are going to be right in here because the outer sides of it are going to be a little bit more burnt. It's a little more well cooked, but this thin part in here, that's the best part of the ribs. I'm going to be adding seasoning to both sides of the ribs. We're just going to be using some olive oil. We're sprinkling some of the Bad Byron's butt rub on there. So we're just putting some more of the olive oil on top, and then again on the top adding the Bad Byron's butt rub. We use the olive oil just to make the rub stick to the ribs. Set our smoker to 300 degrees, and we will put the ribs on the grill for an hour and a half at 300 degrees and close the smoker and let it sit there for an hour and a half. Every 30 minutes, we will come back through and use a mixture to spritz with our spray bottle every 30 minutes. Three-fourths apple cider vinegar, 1/4 olive oil, and we leave that in our spray bottle. And again, if you need visual, like written instructions, the recipe is on the blog post below in the description, which is the triangle little box that you can click down on. So we come back and spray it every 30 minutes for an hour and a half. So that's 3 sprays, and making sure just spraying them on top to make sure that they get misted. So in your spray bottle that you're going to use, the apple cider vinegar mix is 3/4 apple cider vinegar, 1/4 olive oil. Down below is what I personally use in the mixture, and then also our little spray bottle. It's super, super easy. Like, you can spray it and mist it to make sure that the ribs are really well hydrated. And then after an hour and a half, we're going to take the ribs off of the grill and wrap them in the foil. And I'll put in the description link below, but olive oil, apple cider vinegar, make sure you shake the apple cider vinegar prior to putting it in the bottle with the spray bottle. And then now, this has been cooking for an hour and a half. We're gonna put the ribs and we're gonna wrap them now. Oh my goodness, that looks amazing. We don't like using cheap wrap, so we prefer to use the Reynolds wrap, the heavy duty kind. I'll put it in the description link below also. We have used cheaper foil before, and the sizzling hot oil has burned the count, so we do invest in the extra heavy duty Reynolds wrap. It's really easy off of Amazon, and it's actually cheaper than the grocery store for my price comparisons to get it on Amazon versus the grocery store. And I'm going to braise them in butter. Put some more Bad Byron spice on top. Braising in butter, we're taking the butter, putting it on the ribs, and we're going to wrap it, and then as it cooks, all of that butter is going to seep in and be delicious with the spices. We, of course, are wrapping it in the Kerrygold butter, and you're going to wrap it really tightly to get all of the air out of it as well. It's like a little butter bath. And then we're going to do the second one. So we're putting these wrapped in, make sure you have no air, and putting it back on for 30 minutes wrapped in their little butter bath. So you just want to cut in between the bones and use those as your guide and get these all cut. And if you like this video, make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and check out our daily blog, countessoflowcarb.com. See you guys again soon.